Hello everyone, my name is Derek Todd from Deaf Scotland. Welcome along. Well, today we've got a guest with us. Please introduce yourself. Hiya, my name is Abbie Steggles. I'm 19 from Fife in Scotland. Thanks for joining us today, Abbie. It's good to see you again. I've not seen you in such a long time. So, now, you growing up, you've been involved in a lot of my youth work back in the day, so you're a student now, which is fantastic to see. I would like to ask you a couple of questions. Can I start by asking, what's your involvement in the BSL bill, the development of that, the language or linguistics aspects of it, the BSL national and local plans? What involvement have you had? Well, Derek, I was part of the Youth NAG, the YNAG, representing deaf young people with 3 others. Was that part of the BSL NAG, the British Sign Language National Advisory Group? Yeah, that's correct. Wow, time has went by so fast. So there was 3 of you in total, is that right? And the YNAG? Ah, yes. Now, some people call it nag as in they're nagging, but that wasn't the intention at all, was it? It's not nagging. It's about reinforcing the point. So, all right, yourself then, how did you get involved with the bill, though? Did you know about this in the past? Like, where did it begin for you? Yeah, well, obviously, growing up, I've been learning sign language from I was about 9 years old. And then I found that was the best form of communication for me going forward. So as I grew older, the more confident I got, and now it's a really important part of my life to use British Sign Language to communicate. I have to agree, Abbie, I was about 16 or 17 when I started to learn BSL, so I developed very late in terms of that side of language. So you'll remember the date, Thursday the 17th of September 2015. It's been 5 years already. When the bill, should be clear there, the bill, that's the day the bill was passed. Now, what do you think of that day? Do you remember where you were? Yes, I do. I remember I was in school that whole day and I kept checking my phone, waiting anxiously. The day was obviously a very important and big day for the whole deaf and BSL using community. One I'll never forget. And what did you feel like that day, Abbie? Was it emotional? Were you, how did you feel? Well, I remember feeling quite anxious. It was that wait to see what was happening, whether it be, reflecting on and hoping that, if this goes through, it's a massive thing, but also very exciting. Yeah, me and you both. I remember it being passed. I was very emotional, my eyes were watering up. I had goosebumps, and just to see everybody there celebrating and looking around the Scottish Parliament. I mean, all the staff, the MSPs, even the security were telling us to all, calm down and sit down, but they were quickly outnumbered and gave up because they're quite strict in terms of not being able to vocalise or communicate within the gallery. So anyway, so you were involved with the BSL National Advisory Group with the YNAG and 2 others, so 3 in total. Now there's a lot of information that was obviously spoke about then, and a lot of contribution that you've had to do. So I really do appreciate that, and thank you for representing the young people, the young BSL using people of Scotland. It's now 2020. I can't believe it's been 5 years already. That it feels so quick. Where's the time gone? So what does it mean to you in these 5 years? What kind of impact has it made on you, Abbie? Well, it's different for me now. I'm at university, I've got more knowledge about BSL, more deaf awareness is happening. all around us. So yeah, it's just, I feel like I'm finally getting the support that I need, certainly through education in comparison to my earlier years in education. It's a lot different to the support I'm getting now, which is of course going to benefit all deaf people. Oh, that's brilliant to see, Abbie. It's really good to see that you're getting the support that you should rightly so have throughout education, and hopefully after that course, you know, you get your degree and move on in life from there. That's important. Absolutely. Yeah, of course you can do it. Don't doubt yourself. So, what other kind of changes or impacts do you feel like it's had personally? Now, you've covered education, but what about other things, whether it be health, access to health, friends, you know, educational, employment opportunities? What do you think? Well, at the moment, Derek, I do work at the university also. It was difficult initially, particularly, you know, with a lot of things being online, and, you know, I have to work to get money at the end of the day, so it's a fine balancing act. Yeah, it's just, I've seen it, you know, greatly increased in comparison to before. It was just school in the past that I had to worry about, but now it's work, it's university, it's, you know, running a flat, these kind of things. Oh, that's great to see. Oh, if only to be young again, you know, run a flat. That's the only worries you've got. I remember those days vividly. I'm too old now. All right, so you know, you've covered various points there, which is great, and I want to focus now on the future and going forward. What's one thing you want to see happening next? If you had a magic wand, let's say, what could you change tomorrow? Well, I would like to just see an eco society for everyone, you know, all about accessibility for me. In what way do you mean, Abbie? In what way? Do you mean between your friends and family, between public bodies, or just in, I guess, in all areas? Communication and information is a key area that everyone deserves to have access, so in every way possible, really. And how do you think we could achieve that? Well, just, you know, keep campaigning, keep fighting for our rights, and just don't give up. Keep educating people as well. Education of the public particularly. Fantastic. Let me ask you, Abbie, do you have a good relationship with your local authority and your local health board at the NHS? Do you get the support that you need in your area? Have you been involved with any of their local or national plans? Like, what involvement have you had? Not really, to be honest. Um, I would say it's only if, you know, if I'm going to the doctors, for example, I don't need an interpreter because of my style of communication, but if it was a different person who solely relies on BSL, that might be different. Same with council. I lip read quite well, so if it's one-to-one, I tend to just get on with that, you know. Yeah, so you've got diverse communication, similar to myself. Yeah, you know, I know that you're so busy with your studies, your university work. That's obviously crucial in comparison to other things. They can wait. Okay, so Abbie, as a person, what's one thing that you can do every day to ensure that BSL users can be included in society, you know, and treated as equal citizens? Now, you already mentioned equality and diversity and having that recognised and included in everyday life, but how and what else? Well, I think it's really important to learn the basics of BSL, having that first foundation of communication, and that'll help you whenever you need to use it. Yeah, that's a good point. It'd be good if everyone could learn basic BSL, and, you know, even if we go along to our local shops or into a bank branch, health receptions, even university. You know, you're at university. It'd be good to see you get up there, maybe even at the canteen, being able to ask some questions about what the food is and what's in it. Just basic communication skills. Yeah, absolutely. Have you got any tips for, you know, in terms of BSL users, whether hearing and deaf? Any tips you'd like to share? Well, just make sure you speak clearly for a start, if you are speaking face-to-face, that is. Just try to, match that person's communication needs. There are various ways, and there are some people that might not know sign language as well. So find alternative methods of communication, whether that is writing it down or just finding other ways to access information. Thanks for those tips, Abbie. Fantastic. Particularly now, we're going through a very difficult time with the global pandemic of the coronavirus. So I'm sure communication and access to information, it's just another barrier we're having to face. Now, don't get me wrong, some places are good. Like the First Minister, for example, providing BSL interpretation during the daily updates. It's great, but when you look at the wider picture across the UK, it's different. Abbie, thank you for everything that you've done in the NAG and the YNAG and with the two others there. I'm really pleased that yourself and the others were involved, because it's a great experience, and the memories that you'll have of that, and as well bringing your perspectives to the table is very invaluable. You don't have to agree on everything, which is something I'm sure you know about, but going there and having that experience, that everybody is involved, including the public bodies, because they're still talking about the National Advisory Group. They still say it's one of the best groups they've ever been involved in, because the access was fantastic, the information was there, the culture, everything from the language as well, everything was very rich. So thank you, and thanks for your time. No, thank you, Derek. And good luck with your studies at university. I look forward to seeing the photo of you holding up your certificate. Alrighty, thanks. Bye-bye. And thanks, David, our interpreter, for interpreting today.